Hello and welcome. I'm Asia Hicks. Welcome to Student of the Stage. This is the podcast where we shine a spotlight on young artists sharing their stories, passions, and the lessons they've learned along the way. Whether you're a performer, a technician, a supportive family member, or just someone who loves a good behind-the-scenes story, this space is for you. Each episode, I sit down with a Mosaic young artist to talk about their journey, how they found their way to theater, and what drives them, the struggles and triumphs they've experienced, and how the lessons they've learned at Mosaic are shaping who they are in life. My guest today is a first-year young artist in the acting company who took on one of the most recognizable names in theater, but in a version of the story you've probably never seen before. Evan Brown played Julius Caesar in All Hail, Mosaic's contemporary take on the classic play. We're talking about what it means to play a character with power, presence, and legacy, and how Evan made Caesar feel human, layered, and real. But beyond the stage, Evan is also known for how he leads, not by being the loudest in the room, but by lifting others up. This episode is about presence, leadership, and what it means to earn the trust of your peers. Evan, welcome to Student of the Stage.
Thank you. That was a really good intro.
Thank you. Made it just for you. So I would like to start at the top. What first drew you to theater? What was the moment where you knew, like, this is for me, this is what I want to do, this is where I'm going? Okay. Was there a moment in time?
Yes, it actually was. So my acting career began at Cass Technical High School. Back in 5th grade, my oldest brother, his name is Antonio Brown, he was in the jazz ensemble. Well, he was in like the jazz band, and he had a show that he was playing at Cass Tech under the direction of Miss Patricia Hicks. That was my acting teacher.
No relation.
No relation. But yeah, she was directing the show called East Side Story. And when I saw that show, I was like, wow, like this is fire.
Oh, so you weren't even performing. You got to
I
watch something.
I was watching something. That was like the first like play I've ever seen. And right then and there I was like oh yeah, I gotta do something like this.
Wow.
I want to do something like this. So I get to 9th grade year. This is the springtime. After a couple of months of taking acting classes at Cass Tech, I joined the show Tribute to Broadway.
At Cass Tech?
Yeah, at
Okay.
Cass Tech. It's the school play that Miss Hicks put on. I had a pretty small role. I was the black mob leader, but it was still a lot of fun. I was the understudy for it, and when I got on stage. Well, before I got on stage, I was nervous. Like, I was incredibly nervous to do that part because I've never performed, like, on stage like that before. Not in, like, the theater light. But when I got on stage, breathed in, and just went into my role. And
just took over.
From there, it's just like okay.
And how did you end up in Mosaic, and what has that experience been like for you so far?
Ooh, Mosaic. I love this place. This is definitely the best organization I've been a part of so far. I actually heard about this program from an alumni who went to this program. His name is Nicholas Rice. He graduated last year, and now I think he's somewhere in New York now.
What's his name?
Nicholas Rice.
Shout out Nicholas.
Yes, shout out Nick. But he was basically telling me about Mosaic and like what it meant, and it was just like, I gotta join this place. Like, I feel like this place would take me to the next level, and ever since I got here, that's exactly what it's been doing.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And has being a part of this community changed the way that you see yourself, not just as a performer, but as a person?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Being here, it helped build my social life a lot more because I'm connecting with a bunch of different young artists who are all different in their own ways. So just moving around, talking to them, like it's making my social life a lot better.
Beautiful. We love that, especially in high school.
Yeah.
And let's talk about leadership, because I've personally seen how your classmates and peers look to you for guidance and support. So what does being a leader in a creative space mean to you?
Being a leader in a creative space means leading by example. Being someone that someone can look up to or come to whenever they need help, because I'm always willing to help, anybody, anybody I can. If you need help, come to me for it. I got you.
And has this always come naturally to you, or is it something that Mosaic has brought out of you?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Because I had some experience like with leadership positions. A lot of people may not know, but I was in the marching band, and I was the section leader in the tuba section. So I had some leadership experience there. Mm-hmm. But being here at Mosaic, it taught me like there's a lot more to being a leader than just helping people out, being an example. Like it's taught me that you got to show up, you got to be present all the time.
And when you're in a rehearsal room, especially with your peers here at Mosaic, how do you balance being so supportive without kind of taking over that kind of authoritarian?
With that, I say listening. Like listening more, listening and being aware of the space that I'm in. Like a lot of the time, I would just be quiet, just looking around, examining the area, seeing like what's going on in the area, and that would kind of help me, interpret, what to do in certain situations.
Right, and you talked about setting an example,
Yeah,
which I think you do very well. And so I'm curious, what are some ways that you try to set the tone for others, whether that's focus, encouragement, or just when you show up fully prepared?
Just practicing, and applying what's being taught. Like in the acting company, we've learned a lot about tactics, objectives, and stuff like that. And I make sure I take time, like at home, to apply those things, and then I, talk to other young artists about it. Seeing if they are applying those same things as well.
Do you ever feel pressure to hold it all together, even when you're tired or stressed or not feeling at your very best?
Every day.
And yet we push through.
Yes, we do.
What's something that you've learned about leadership, not just as an actor, but as a person? What has it taught you?
Definitely patience. Like being like a leader here taught me that you need to have patience in order to get through the task, get through the objectives that are set in place. And, being a voice for everybody, and also encouraging others to use their voices as well. That's something that I definitely learned here.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So now that the show has closed, let's talk about All Hail.
Oh, yeah.
Looking back, what did it mean to you to play Julius Caesar, and did the experience surprise you in any way?
Definitely surprised me. Because when I first got casted as Caesar, I was like, how am I about to play this man? Like, me and him have nothing in common. Because with Caesar, he's arrogant. He's arrogant, and he holds himself to such a high standard, higher than, the highest of expectations,
And that couldn't be more far from you, honestly.
Yeah. It's just like, because with me, I like to stay humble, keep to myself a lot. But, this definitely encouraged me to come out of my comfort zone, because if I was going to play Caesar, I have to become him. Mm-hmm. So,
what was the most rewarding part of the process, or the most challenging part of the process?
Okay, for both. The most rewarding part of the process, it's just the feedback the play got, and how excited people were to see it, the show. And there was people who came more than once, to see it, which lets
some people were there every night.
Yeah, some people were there every night, to see it. And to say that this was one of the best plays that Mosaic's put on in a while, like, I'm just.
And it's so different. I feel like it's been so long since Mosaic has tried to take on something so established. Mm-hmm. So it was a real treat.
Yeah, I was just glad I could play a part in it. Now, the most challenging part was focus. Like, focus amongst, like, the ensemble, like, as a whole. There was many times where, like, there was talking backstage, too much talking. And it's like I'm trying to do my best as a leader, to keep it at a minimum, and, like, try to cancel it out a little bit. But even with that, it can get
So do you think the real-time process of staying focused backstage and everyone being on their cues was more challenging than the actual devising process of creating the show? Because I thought that was pretty hard, watching you guys take the original text.
Yeah.
How did you guys do that? How did you guys even come up with the script?
Siobhan, who's a genius at what she does, we've done different activities within the acting ensemble. As like, it goes back to like just like basic movements and stuff like that.
Walking across the room.
Yeah, walking across the room. And like we made songs, poems, and monologues and stuff like that. And when we was just piecing it all together, you got all hell.
Yeah, I think that's what I loved about the way that you all created this was you guys kind of took it in pieces.
Yeah. And
took the original, words and made it your version of how it would come from young people today.
Right. And
kind of building it off from there. I thought it was incredible to watch the way you all interpret concepts from years and years ago and making them fresh and new. I think is great. And All Hail wasn't your typical Shakespeare production. It was bold and modern, set in a Detroit high school. How did that setting change the way that you were able to connect with Caesar?
It definitely made it a lot more easier for me to connect with him, because rather than like looking at Caesar as this Roman, it's like he's like your high school jock. Like he's at the top of the high school, and he's like one of the cool kids from
top of the food chain.
Yeah,
one of those. Was there a moment in the show, either on stage or behind the scenes, that really stuck with you, something that you will carry with you after this season?
Off stage, I would say, every time we've done the dedications, especially that last show.
So for those who are listening who don't know, what are dedications?
So dedications is when like all of the young artists stand in a circle and we hum a song and we tell each other like what we dedicate the show to, who we dedicate the show to. Like it's something that means a lot to the ensemble and Mosaic as well.
Yeah, traditions are very important at Mosaic, and seeing that for the first time, I got full body chills. Hearing all of you sing and hum and be grateful and appreciative and just recognize each other and the people that support you. It's very special that you don't typically see as a pre-show ritual.
Yeah, funny thing is, like, that the first time I did dedications was for the Songs for the People concert with the singers. And I was like, what is going on right now?
Oh, yeah, because that's foreign to you.
I'm over here trying to find the pitch to hum at and sing at. I'm like, I don't know what we're doing here.
All right, and for the folks who did not get a chance to see it and had to miss out, what made All Hail special?
What made All Hail special was the people. Mm-hmm. Every single person on that cast, every single person on the stage, they did their thing. And we all came together. We all came together to put on an amazing production.
I would have to agree.
Yeah. I can't wait for what the future has in store.
I cannot agree more. So, Evan, you carry a lot of presence and confidence on stage, but I know that doesn't always come easy. So what would you say to a young artist who doubts their own voice and thinks they could never take on a role like this?
I would say that you will be surprised with what you can do when you put your mind and effort into whatever you do. That's what I would say.
What is something Mosaic has taught you that you will take along with you after the curtain comes down?
Professionalism all the way. Professionalism.
Tell me more about that. What have you learned about professionalism at Mosaic?
I've learned that like focus up, like with the symbol, it means like to stop what you're doing completely and just listen.
So for those who don't know, we have a standard at Mosaic known as Focus Up, and since this is an audio recording, it is a fist in the air, for those who can't visually see us, a fist in the air that goes around the ensemble that means focus.
Yeah. And
Listen up.
Yeah, with that symbol in mind, like I have it, dead in my mind. So whenever I see it, I'm focused. I'm focused on whoever got it up, whoever, is giving the direction.
Yeah, and it's important to listen when direction is being told, because we've seen firsthand what happens if this person isn't listening, because they're talking to this person, now they're both not listening, and they say, "Huh? What'd you say? Well, what do we at? Where are we going? Where are we starting from?" Right? It just delays the process, and it makes it harder to get to the good stuff, the good art stuff that we want to get to.
Indeed. And then the standard, only the best, nothing less.
Oh, yes. I want to get it tatted across my chest. All right?
Yeah.
Only the best, nothing less.
Yeah.
It'll carry you through. All right, rapid fire time. I want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind without overthinking it. Gotcha. All right? Favorite line from All Hail?
Say it to my face.
And the crowd went wild.
Yeah.
Go-to hype song before rehearsal or a show?
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
That's a bop. Okay. Dream role.
Malcolm X.
Ooh.
Malcolm X.
I remember seeing you do that monologue for Performathon. Oh, yeah. What's the best note or piece of advice a director has given you?
Listen. Listen to your scene partner.
Listening to your scene partner.
Yes,
it's very important.
Listen to your scene partner.
Student matinee or public performance?
Public performance.
Pre-show ritual.
Dedications.
Oh, did you have a personal one? Anything that you do just for yourself?
Oh, yeah. I sit, look in the mirror, breathe.
Love it. Best Mosaic moment?
Performathon.
Ooh, okay. For those who don't know what Performathon, give me a quick little blurb about what Performathon is.
Performathon is when the different companies like technicians, singers, and actors, they go around to different communities, do community service, and then they perform for the different people like within the community.
I love that. Yeah, so it's a annual day of service. Yep. And we split our teams up, and we hit the streets, and we help as many people as we can, touch as many people, spiritually touch as many people as we can, and really try to make some impact on their lives. Favorite snack during Tech Week?
Cool Ranch Doritos.
Oh, God, I'm never going to eat Doritos again after this show, I'll tell you. So many Doritos.
Yeah.
What makes you, Evan Brown, feel powerful on stage?
My determination.
Period. All right, Evan, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And for the way you show up on stage, in the room, and for your fellow artists. Before we wrap up, if you could go back in time and look at little Evan Brown, your younger self, before joining Mosaic, before seeing that show at Cass Tech, what would you say to him?
I would tell him to be himself, and be unapologetically him.
Amen. All right, and what's next for you as an artist? What do we have to look forward for you coming up?
So this summer I am doing youth dialogues through the University of Michigan, and then I'm just getting my stuff ready for Unifieds, getting my repertoire ready.
All right, a lot of prep for senior year, right?
Yes, indeed.
All right. Thank you again, and thank you to everyone for listening for Student of the Stage. If you like what you heard, why don't you subscribe, share it with your people, and definitely come back next time for an incredible young artist. Until then, keep dreaming, keep creating, and we'll see you in the spotlight.